Pro V Network studios here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Thanks for joining us. Bracket breakdown special for baseball and softball right here on Pro V Networks and our many platforms, Facebook, Twitter. I don't know which ones I've left out, but Comcast Channel 26, the NFHS Network, wherever you've tuned us in, thanks for joining us. If you want to interact with us, I know I have the Facebook stream up in front of me, so if you have any questions or you want to point out my northern bias, you can do that on Facebook. I'll be able to read it right here. First things first, let's see how I filled out my lineup card for the home plate umpire today. I filled it out with my directors, Jason Pohl, Josh Brown, and Alden Iwani. And batting cleanup, Richard Tripp. That's a pretty good lineup card I've turned in today, isn't it, Richard?
As long as I'm not batting cleanup, man. You want me as far down as you can put me, man. I'll tell you. I'm good.
Let's go over some seeding criteria first, Richard. It's the familiar criteria, of course, for all the sports, but your Max Prep rankings finish is in there.
Right.
Your district finish is in there. Head-to-head wins against district champions. Of course, that's regardless of classification. Mm-hmm. Your overall winning percentage, the tiebreaker is, of course, the Max Preps Freeman ranking. So those are all the familiars. Plus, of course, don't forget the coach's input form that is in the criteria as well. So a very cut and dry criteria process. Just so you know, the brackets will be released at 5 o'clock. So we do have some time to get into some banter about the season. About 30 minutes before they start releasing teams, but go over the schedule a little bit here, Richard. I know that's always a point of confusion at times. First, on the baseball side, Thursday we'll kick things off at El Dorado with 2A quarterfinals. That'll be at El Dorado at St. Pius. 3A will be over at Cleveland, 4A over at Rio Rancho, 5A quarterfinals will be at Santa Ana Star Field. Less use of Isotopes Park this year because obviously the home team is in town, so not as many championships will be presented at Isotopes Park this year.
Well, the last couple of years it's been like that. So only the 5A championship game this year will be held late, like you said, Sebastian. So, you know, it's always fun to play there. We all know that, whether it's broadcasting, playing, the teams love to play there. But unfortunately, this year it's not meant to be. And, well, we always thank the Isotopes for helping us out any way we can, too. But this is one of those unlucky years.
Semifinal Friday, we'll move over to Rio Rancho High School. The Class A baseball semifinal kicks things off at 10 in the morning. 2A semifinals are there as well. 3A semifinals, those will be at Cleveland High School. And then 4A and 5A semifinals, those will take place at Santa Ana Star Field at UNM. It's a 10 a.m. start there. That's the first game with the 4A. Of course, you can get all this information on the NMAA website. Championship Saturday for baseball. It'll be the 1A final at Santa Ana Star Field. That's at noon. 9 a.m. start for the 2A. 3 p.m. for the 3A. The 4A goes at 6. Isotopes Park's 5A final will be an 11 o'clock start. Of course, be sure to log on and subscribe to the NFHS Network so you have your NFHS Network pass for all of this championship coverage. And over on the softball side of things, their championships, UNM Lobo Field, of course, Friday and Saturday, early start at 10 a.m. And the earlier sites, Cleveland and Rio Rancho, they do such a great job at those venues.
Isn't that cool? I mean, obviously the format's kind of changed because of the realignment. So people are still saying we're still not on. Trust me, people, we're on. But yeah, it's kind of interesting this year because we got knocked down one class. So a little bit different format. But at the end of the day, yeah, starting a week from this Wednesday over at Cleveland, Rio Rancho, it's going to be a madhouse. So if you plan on seeing your team play either at Rio Rancho or Cleveland, starting a week from Wednesday for the 3A, 1A, 2A, 4A, and 5A on Thursday, man, you better get there early. You better find a parking place and don't move.
I mean, this state tournament's nothing. Then they run a tournament earlier in the year there at Cleveland and Rio Rancho that's got, what, like 100,000 teams in it?
Yeah.
So this state tournament is nothing to them. So there's all your sites for more information, including ticket prices, parking, things like that. And be sure to log on to nmact.org. We're going to take our first time out when Richard and I come back. We'll kind of highlight some of the teams we think will be the top seeds on both the softball and baseball side. You're watching Bracket Breakdown right here on ProView Networks.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? 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 Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
The service department at Gala Chevrolet is clean, modern, and ready for you. Our master technicians service every make and model, including certified service on any GM vehicle. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or DreamStyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, #life change will occur.
Hey, welcome back. We have some number 1 seeds that we can already announce for you. First, congratulations to the St. Pius Sartans. They're the number 1 seed in 4A baseball. The district champs out of District 5 under head coach Matt McCoy. Of course, one of the state's premier pitchers and left-hander Hayden Walker. They're the number 1 seed, Richard. But Hayden Walker is just the ace of a very good staff. Coach McCoy is going to have a choice of when he throws Jacob McCoy, when he throws Matt Cornelius, and when he saves his lefty, Hayden Walker, the number 1 seed, St. Pius. That's a strong team, Richard.
You know, following them on Twitter, where I mostly caught them, and I was able to see some of their highlights, it's a no-doubter, number 1. It's a no doubt. I was easy pickings for the NMAA, and I think rightly so. But, man, the other thing is, too, 7-8 runs a game is what they're normally scoring. They hit the ball in key situations from what I've seen. Clutch hitting. This is I think that's probably the one word that I would describe Pius right now from what I've seen. Very, very clutch in key situations.
They come into the tournament winning 10 in a row. Of course, they have the luxury of playing in the Duke City, so they play up a lot. Always a strong strength of schedule against 5A opposition. They're perfect 8-0 in district, 19-5 overall. We can also now congratulate another number 1 seed. No surprise, I don't think. Texaco has earned a number 1 seed as well. Congratulations to Coach Ty Thatcher and his Wolverines. They're the district champions out of District 7, the number 1 ranked team in Max Preps, undefeated in district, 16-5 record. Always a powerhouse, Texaco.
You know, talking to Ty as I do every year, whether it's basketball or football, the defending state champs. They got Dalton Thatcher down there with an ERA of 1.8, 61 strikeouts. Luke Phillips. So they got a dynamic 1-2 combination down there. And Cole Robach, who has 7 doubles, 23 RBIs. You know, Freddie Davalos, 20 hits as a leadoff hitter. What more do you want from a lineup when your leadoff hitter collects 20 hits to kind of become your main table setter? It's awesome.
So we've given you some number 1 seeds for baseball. Now let's move over to softball. Again, no, I don't think there's a lot of surprises here. The number 1 seed, Artesia. What a fantastic team, Artesia. I mean, Richard, talk about them.
Strong, just off the hook. I mean, and beware, 4A, because Artesia, check this out. They're led by a freshman, Riley Crandall, 11 home runs, 35 RBIs, ERA 0.70, 161 strikeouts. Her opponents are batting 137. Sophomore, Presley Skinner, 419 batting average, 7 long balls. And junior, Kamali Marcus, a 494 average, 30 RBI. As a team, this team is hitting 396, 41 balls have left the yard.
Oh, by the way, the freshman Crandall, a couple of no-hitters this season as well. A very deserving number 1 seed, Artesia. I can announce another number 1 seed in the big school division. It's Rio Rancho. Congratulations to Paul Coleman and the Rio Rancho Rams. I don't think much of a surprise there. They were the district champs out of the very powerful District 1. They're the Max Preps number 1 team, 23-3 record, 6-2 in district. Congratulations to Rio Rancho. They're the number 1 seed.
You know, one of those losses, of course, was to an out-of-state team, I believe, when they went to a tournament in Arizona. Cleveland was able, you know, to get them one time also, but this team is so deep. That's the other thing about Rio Rancho. Not only are they most deserving of that number 1 seed, they are deep. So pick your poison.
We'll go back to baseball for a moment now. Another number 1 seed we can release with you is Volcano Vista. The Hawks have received the number 1 seed in 5A. Congratulations to Coach Kevin Anders. 3-way tie for first in that district, 20-4 overall, 6-2 in district. Talk about Volcano Vista, Richard.
Yeah, that's interesting you said that because, you know, I was kind of thinking, you know, what's going to happen? How is Max Preps going to read this of Volcano, Cleveland, and Rio Rancho? But as it turned out, and rightly so, I mean, they did what they had to do Friday afternoon over at Rio Rancho. This team, I mean, it's one of those things. There's roughly 4 or 5 teams in 5A, and this of course, is one of them in Volcano Vista that can just flat out go and get you. They got pitching, they got hitting, you know, so it's just, I mean, there's 5A, I'm just going to lay it out there. 5A is so even, but Volcano Vista, very deserving, and like I said, one thing about them, Centennial, Rio Rancho, and Cleveland, they got arms to throw at you in the state tournament.
Well, in a very battle-tested team out of that district, of course. And if we could hone in on that district a little bit, you know, Cleveland, Rio Rancho, they're all similarly impressive, but they do it in different ways. Cleveland has a ton of power up and down their lineup, but they do strike out a bit. Rio Rancho, I love what they do at the top of their lineup, especially with the guys like Kevin Pytrak and those guys. They slap the ball around, they put it in play, they don't make a lot of mistakes. And of course, Volcano Vista, probably the deepest out of those 3 teams when it comes to the pitching department.
Right.
The district will be well represented with home games, I would imagine.
Well, you know, you look at Cleveland, talking to Shane this morning, Shane Schallenberger, the job he's done over there. You know, again, we're talking about the district. It came down to a run differential thing, and everybody beat everybody. But when you talk about a team batting 365, you talk about Jeff Brownfield, 7-1 with an ERA of 1.97. Jaron Jackson, 4-1 with a 2.39. How about Roddy coming in with 5 saves? Schallenberger hitting .517 on his way to NMJC. Like you said, it's amazing, those 3 teams. And there's a lot. They've kind of taken over that role of being the district, if you will. They've taken that away from the La Cueva El Dorado district. But you're right. Murphy's going to be that guy that you really don't know what to expect game to game. The lineup can move around. The lineup can shift. he'll squeeze the two out sometimes. The guy is amazing. Where the other two are pretty much setting their lineups, they're setting their things, and it's one of those things. And talking to Shane too, pitching. We talked a lot about pitching this morning as well. With Shane Schellenberger, you better bring it this week. You've got to bring it because it's one of those things. It's bullpen by committee, first sign of trouble.
All right, we've gone over 15 minutes without a Richard Tripp shout-out. Let's fix that right now, Richard.
Well, I want to give a shout-out to Artie Sanchez, who's watching down in Silver. He used to be the head baseball coach over at Cobra. He's now helping out the Silver Lady Coast. I want to give a shout-out to him. He's been texting me here. I want to give a shout-out to my main guy, Daniel, down in Mayfield. Of course, him and the Lady Trojans are watching in the beautiful green and gold colors. A little bit offbeat. I want to give a shout-out to Dick Johnson, the head coach of tennis over at La Cueva High School, and the La Cueva Bears for capturing yet another district title, in tennis. We got a lot more. I want to give a shout out to my girls watching up in Las Vegas. They're watching over at Matt Grego's house, the Lady Dons. To the boys, Roy Pacheco, great job this season in your first year. They're watching as well. I want to give a shout out to Leroy Gonzalez, the coach of the Robertson Cardinals. They're watching over at JC's NYPD Pizza. If you're ever in Vegas, stop by and check it out. The Lady Cards are watching as well. So I want to give I got tons more to go, but I'm going to stop right there for now.
And we're taking a look at some photos right now of some teams that are watching, waiting to see where they'll be. There's Shane Schellenberger and his Cleveland Storm, so they're anticipating the rest of that 5A bracket. Who do we have there, Jason? That's Mayfield. I think you mentioned them. Let's go through them again here.
That's Valencia.
Valencia.
Carlos Carrasco, by the way. Love you, brother.
It looks like Lovington there.
Lady Wildcats. Hey, I'm sorry. I apologize for last year, Lovington. I apologize. I didn't get the picture up. My bad. Man, good luck to the Wildcats. You guys had one great season. And there's my Lady Dons right there. I see Matt Grego sitting at the end. Him and I got to start walking. No offense, Coach. Good luck to the Lady Dons. Coach Pam, doing a great job. Good luck, ladies.
All right, we got another number one seed, two of them actually to announce. Robertson is the number one seed in both baseball and softball in 3A. So we can go through whichever one you'd like first, Richard.
Well, that's pretty much the way we predicted and the way we had projected. It's not, really that. I mean, Robbie Armillo coming over from Raton in his first season. Team hitting .359, 27 strikeouts. Michaela Encinas, what a year she had, hitting .469, 47 RBI. Kylie Moberg, also 20 RBI. And an eighth grader, keep an eye on this young lady, Aislinn Padilla, who hit .388. And, of course, the baseball team for Robertson. Leroy Gonzalez brought out of retirement, I guess you can say, from football. Yes, he's still a football coach. Decided to coach baseball this year as well. Great team. Antonio Padilla, great season, hitting .408. One of the best pitchers in the state. Brandon Lucero with an ERA around 2. And again, this is a team hitting .304. Up and down with the runs, but again, it's one of those teams that's very consistent. 57 stolen bases on the year for the Robertson Cardinals.
One thing to add for Michaela Encinas, 102 strikeouts in 86 innings, 10 home runs as well. So those will be some number one seeds to be reckoned with for sure in 3A. Both very deserving in baseball and softball side, Robertson. And we saw that they were watching earlier. It'll be interesting to see if those number one seeds will hold true, because there's going to be a big party in Vegas if they can hold true, right?
Well, I got a funny feeling. In fact, I have a funny feeling that baseball worked out already for Robertson. I think softball is going to land up, I'm not going to say the number, my prediction number, but I think it's going to be the same way as well for softball and baseball, by the way. Again, great job to the ladies and the guys over at the home of the Dons.
I've been told you guys throw quite the celebration parties there.
Well, it depends. In the mornings, you go by the mechs. Jason knows all about that. The guys know, the crew knows from doing the Highlands games this year. Go by the mechs in the morning. We'll be talking all the state tournament action all week. Come on by. You can buy me a Tripper Bowl. Love to have you by.
We're going to take another time out here as the one seeds kind of come flying in. We'll be able to break some more number one seeds to you and more. And then don't forget, at the top of the hour, we'll be able to start talking some brackets as we get them. You're watching Bracket Breakdown right here on ProView Networks.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
The service department at Gala Chevrolet is clean, modern, and ready for you. Our master technicians service every make and model, including certified service on any GM vehicle. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with ProView Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
For 55 years, people have bought trucks from Tillery in Los Lunas. We have a great selection of vehicles, the quality service department, and some of the best deals in the state. But most importantly, we found people prefer to buy trucks from people who actually drive trucks.
Tillery is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Locally owned and operated, located in Las Lunas, right off I-25, exit 203.
At Gala Chevrolet, our master technicians service every make and model no matter where you purchase your vehicle. But that's not all. We also provide certified service on every GM model. So if your car's been acting a little funny lately or something just doesn't seem right, don't wait. Bring it into the most modern service facility in the entire state and let us make sure that you're driving a vehicle you and your family can depend on. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Here in the ProView Network studios, bracket breakdown show, baseball, softball, Richard Tripp, Sebastian Noel. We have a lot of people watching on Facebook here. Ron Murphy's watching. We talked about his Rio Rancho Rams a little earlier. I just love what they do up and down that lineup. Maybe there's not a lot of power in that lineup, but there's a great contact in that lineup. I especially love the top of that lineup. There's a Valley Viking fan watching, and I absolutely love the Valley Vikings and Chad Kuhn. Hopefully they get a home game. I believe they're always battle-tested. They play in a tough district. They play up against a lot of 5A foes. Do you want to touch on Valley a little bit, Richard?
Well, all I'll say about Chad, of course, is great job that he does year in and year out, going down in class this year. But I agree. Just the fact that they're allowed the opportunity to play up. You mentioned it earlier, being battle-tested. I think that's what it's all about. And the one thing about Valley that they'll do is they can dink you to death. They'll Texas bloop you to death. They'll move runners over. They'll get the runners going and stuff. So very fundamental baseball they play at Valley and Chad Kuhn over there.
April Wade, she's having some trouble hearing our volume. We'll try to get that fixed for you as well. Grants is watching. Now that's an interesting baseball team. 12-12 record, 2-6 in district. They finished 4th out of District 5. They're watching for a reason, right, Richard?
They're watching. That means that they feel they have a shot, and I think the Grants Pirates have a shot as well. It's a very tough district. Obviously you have St. Pius, the overall #1 seed, and a lot of times for teams like Grants, let's say, who are on that border, having your district champ going as a 1 or 2 seed is always a big plus, because a lot of times what it does is it elevates the rest of the teams in the district, makes your district obviously look that much better. So Grants is watching. I have them in, but let's see if the NMA agrees with me.
Noel Griego is watching, and that gives me a chance to shout out the Rio Grande Ravens. What a season for Orlando Griego and company. Adam Sanchez hitting over 500. Julian Lopez hitting over 500. Mario Armendariz, he's hitting close to 500 with 21 stolen bases. This could be the year, without a powerhouse La Cueva in the way, that I think Rio Grande could make it all the way, Richard. I don't want to spoil it. We'll do some predictions later, but I'm very high on the Ravens.
Orlando, I didn't say it. I did not say it. But I do agree with Seabass over here in saying, it's a perfect year. 5A is prime pickings this year. You want to say La Cueva's not what they used to be? We don't know. We'll find out come, this coming weekend.
I don't want
But-
to leave out Damian Salcido,
but-
a 1.28 OPS. He's only struck out 8 times this
Yeah.
year. How do you do that? How do you go a season only strike out 8 times?
A lot of batting practice.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of batting practice. But I'll tell you what, Orlando, to me, I mean, here's a guy that's won over 300 games, maybe doesn't get the credit, maybe is overshadowed a lot of times coaching here in the metro area, you know, but the guy does a phenomenal job. It's one of those teams, every time, especially going to Rio Grande, especially going down to the South Valley.
Oh, they
know.
make you play under the lights. The sprinklers come on in the 3rd and 5th inning. You never know what's going to happen at Rio Grande, right?
Well, Orlando, again, I don't know if you have that switch in the dugout or what you got, or those lights are pretty much not high enough. Let's say you guys practice under them. That's what they call home field advantage. Home field advantage. So congratulations, Rio Grande. I know you guys are waiting. You guys should be near the top. I have you guys penciled in at a home game, but again, what does Richard Tripp know? I don't know.
You do know Marco Boyle and the Hobbs Eagles, and they're watching a fine
Love
season
Marco
at
Boyle.
17-8, 8-1 in district. They're the champs out of District 4. Tell us a little bit about the Hobbs Eagles.
Well, I'll tell you what, Marco, you know, I've been able to serve on a couple of committees with him when I was the AD over at West Las Vegas, and this guy is, I'm just going to talk about Marco really quick and just say, you know, what a baseball man he is. But more importantly, what a man he is and what a human being is. He's such a great person. But the Hobbs Eagles, you know, they're one of those teams, like pretty much year in and year out, they kind of like, okay, we're there. You know, I know looking at Max Preps, they have them down as a 9. I pretty much have them maybe one notch a little bit higher than that, having a home game. The thing with Hobbs, no disrespect to their district. I don't know if that helps them or hurts them. They come up here. We see them at the Rio Rancho tournament once in a blue moon. And, you know, again, they're not going to do a lot of things that's going to overexcite you, you know, this and that, but they're going to do just enough. That's the way the Hobbs Eagles are. They're going to do just enough to get the job done.
All right, we've been dancing all around 5A. Let's talk about the elephant in the room that we've danced around, and that's the La Cueva Bears. You can't get rich betting against Gerard Pineda in the postseason.
No.
So even though they haven't had their usual dominant La Cueva season, still 18-6, 6-2 in district. They finished ahead on the tiebreaker, so they are the district champs out of District 2. Are people overlooking La Cueva a little bit this year, if that's
No.
possible?
I don't think you overlook La Cueva whatsoever. Maybe they're not what, you know, people say that they are. But look at their losses early in the year. They went into a little bit of a mid-season, early season slump when they lost to Rio Rancho at the Rio Rancho tournament. Then they turn around and they lose to Rio Grande. I know yesterday they went up to Farmington, a very difficult place, and split a doubleheader to end the season with Piedra Vista. And they win the district based off a run differential after all that. I just think it's a matter of, you know, you want to just say it's continuity. People always talk about that. You're going to hear people say, well, they're just not what they used to be. They started the year at number 18 in the nation. I mean, you get that target on your back sometimes, and people have a tendency of coming after you. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% in saying, don't give up on the La Cueva Bears just yet. They could be, and I'm going to throw this out there, La Cueva might be that team that El Dorado was about 4 years ago when they had Garley, where all they had was Garley, really. And they came through this thing and won it. They beat La Cueva in the quarterfinals, actually, that year. So, yeah,
And
don't quite count them out yet.
And one thing Gerard Pineda's had an uncanny ability to do is he's always been able to throw the right pitcher on the right day during the state tournament. I don't know how he does it, but he always rolls the dice, and they always come up gold for him. Obviously, the ace Ben Shoneman, when will he throw? That'll be something we
That's
watch
the
if they
thing.
can make it into that weekend of the tournament. But Gerard hasn't guessed wrong a lot when he's filled out that lineup card and decided who he's going to throw in the state tournament.
No, he's not. In fact, him and Ron Murphy, I always say, if I'm going to go to Las Vegas, Nevada, not my Vegas, the other one, the real one, I'm going to take those two with me. You know, those two guys are about as riverboat gamblers as I've seen coaching high school baseball these days, not taking it away from anybody else. But Gerard's one of those guys, like you said. He studies, and there it comes. You know, Murphy to me is that guy that he'll coach into. He knows what's going on. He has a game plan, but come game time, here come the adjustments. And, you know, with Gerard, it's just one of those things. Here's the game plan. This is what we're going with. It's going to work, and it just seems to always find a way to work.
All right, and we're getting some noise about the Valley Vikings softball team watching as well. Tough 4A. I think 4A is always the toughest in softball. Valley had a very nice season under Oscar Medrano. They finished the runner-up in District 6. They were the number 10 team in Max Preps, 8-2 in District, 14-9 overall. But 4A is always so top-heavy, Richard.
You know, Oscar, when he was at Valley many years ago and then left and then he came back, he's exactly what the Valley Vikings softball team needed. But this is a very, even last year it was a tough draw. With Artesia landing up winning, but man, you got Artesia, you got Aztec, Lovington having an exceptional, and then guess what, 4A? With the realignment, now you got to inherit the Silver Fighting Colts. Up-teen number of state championships they have. You can't count out these teams, like Bernalillo, Manuel Montano and that group. 4A, I agree with you 100% in saying this. 4A is going to be, Artesia may have the credentials, Aztec may have the credentials, but 4A softball is always a good time. It's always fun.
One more before we go to some pictures. Oñate is watching as well on the softball side. Antonio Mancha, they finished the champs in District 3, number 5 in Max Preps. They have a Jaylene Mancha, 140 strikeouts in 102 innings. They've got some pop in that lineup. That's a very good softball team in Oñate.
And they'll run. The thing is, they'll run. They love to steal bases on you. Only had 27, and timing is everything, but yep, they like to run on you.
Let's go to the bullpen here, and Jason Pohl's going to throw up some pictures of some people watching. Let's see what we have here. Who's this, Jay? That's Aztec, another very quality softball team. Aztec waiting to see what their bracket looks like. Who else do we have? The Bernalillo Spartans, they're watching, they're waiting. A fantastic season for Bernalillo under Manuel Montano. 10-0 in District, 20-3. The district champs out of District 6. Who else?
Manuel, you cooking, by the way? If you are, I'll be right over.
There's Cobre. They're watching as well. That's another quality team waiting to see what the bracket looks like. And there's Raton. Alamogordo girls waiting for their bracket. Artesia. We've given Artesia lots of love already in this show, and they have deserved every bit of it. 10-2 in District, 21-4. We talked about Riley Crandall earlier. And there's Manzano, the Monarchs. A fantastic season for Manzano as well. 10-0 in District, 19-5 overall. They've got some very nice bats in that lineup, Richard.
Oh, yeah, very nice. I was looking over their stats this morning. There's Oñate. David Reyes, my buddy down in Oñate. Carlos Lara, nice to see you guys. Got some brackets coming out already, too.
Tula Rosa, they're watching.
Wildcats. There's my Dons right there. I see Coach Archuleta, Coach Pacheco, the boys. Congratulations on a great season, Dons.
All right, we're going to take another time out here. When we get back, the wait's over. We're going to have a bracket for you on the other side of this commercial break.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
High school sports are back. The 2018-19 season kicks off, and you could watch every ProView Network broadcast live on the NFHS network. Every moment, from every game, from every sport, including all NMAA state championships. Get your highly discounted monthly pass now. Go to ProViewNetworks.com and sign up. Watch New Mexico's best.
The service department at Gala Chevrolet is clean, modern, and ready for you. Our master technicians service every make and model, including certified service on any GM vehicle. Service done right the first time, every time, right here at the all-new Gala Chevrolet.
Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Dream Style Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dream Style Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona.
Softball and baseball bracket breakdown right here on ProView Networks. Thanks for joining us. However, you've tuned us in, Facebook, Twitter, all 9 yards. Coach Kuhn's watching now on Facebook. K-Dog, we talked about your Valley Vikings before the break already. He's watching. Robert Earp, the former head coach at West Mesa, he's tuned in as well. But I think we have some brackets now, don't we, Jason?
Yeah.
So let's take a look here. I believe, yeah, there we go, 3A softball. There it is. The number 1 seed is Robertson, as we discussed earlier. Coach Robbie Armijo, they're the district champs out of District 2, 17-8 overall, 11-1 in district. They'll face the number 16 seed. That's Joe Johnson's East Mountain squad. They finished 3rd in District 4-5 with a 2-7 district record, 6-19 on the overall year. The 8-9 matchup features Tucumcari. Congratulations to Tucumcari. They're the 8th seed under Coach C.J. Oglesby. They were the runner-up in District 4-5, and they'll get the number 9 seed, Hatch Valley. Congratulations to Coach Christy Estrada, the 3rd-place finishers out of District 3. The 5-12, it's Laguna Akima against Navajo Prep. Congratulations to Laguna Akima and Navajo Prep both for making this tournament and for their first-round matchup. Laguna Akima, under Coach Ben Willey. They're the district champs out of District 1. Look out for Stacy Suazo, 133 strikeouts in 104 innings, and they'll get Navajo Prep. Coach Jessica Nez, they were in a tie for 3rd in District 1. 11-11 overall record. The 4-13 features the Dons of West Las Vegas against Raton. Congratulations, Coach Sandoval, the runner-up in District 2, 9-3 mark in district. They'll get Raton, the 13th seed. Congratulations to Raton. They were the last place finisher in District 2. On the right side, number 3, Tularosa. Congratulations to Tularosa. They were the runner-up in that District 3. Coach R.J. Baca. They'll face Wingate, the number 14 seed, Wingate, and Coach Al Martinez. They finished in a tie for 3rd out of District 1. The 6-11 is Santa Fe Indian against Tehachapi. Congratulations to Joe Varga and Santa Fe Indian. 3rd-place finishers out of District 2, as they'll get Tehachapi. Tehachapi's the number 11 seed. Congratulations to them. They were the runner-up in District 1. 7 seed, Dexter against the number 10 seed, St. Michael's. Congratulations to both. Dexter, they were the champs out of District 4-5, and St. Michael's under Coach Alvarez finished 4th in a very tough District 2. And the number 2 seed is Cobre. Congratulations to Coach Dominguez. They were the champs out of District 3, and they'll get the number 15 seed, Hot Springs, Coach Cardona. They finished 4th in District 3. All right, Richard, what do you like here?
Well, first of all, these games are going to be played this coming Wednesday at the home of the higher seed. We need to clarify that. So those games are at the higher seed. The winners advance to play next Wednesday in the double elimination format at Cleveland and Rio Rancho. So opening round at the higher seed this coming Wednesday. I like it. It pretty much played out exactly. Not much of a surprise. I know we got a lot of brackets to cover, so I'm just going to say this.
Give me a winner
really quick.
And an upset.
Well, I'm looking at the 7-10 as we always do. St. Mike's is pretty hot right now. Cobre is pretty hot right now. Man, I don't want to go against my Lady Dons at all. So I'm going to stay neutral in this one, and I'm just going to say watch out for Cobre and watch out for Dexter.
All right, and I'll pick
St. Mike's, I'm sorry.
For my upset there, I will take the St. Mike's 10 seed over Dexter, and for the winner there, I'll stay chalk. I like the number 1 seed, Robertson. Let's see where we're going to go next from this. That's the 3A softball bracket.
I think we're going to the 4A, right, Jay?
Yeah, I believe it is 4A. Is that what we have next, 4A? Here we go. The number 1 seed, there's Artesia. No surprise there. The district champs out of District 4, the number 1 team in Max Preps, 21-4, 10-2 in district against the number 6 seed, Espanola Valley. Tough matchup for Coach Robert Garcia. They finished 3rd in District 2. Valencia and Valley, that's the 8-9. Valencia under Jeff Young, they were the runner-up in District 5 against Valley, and Coach Medrano, the runner-up in District 6. Lovington and Mayamura, that is the 5-12 matchup. Coach McCraw, they finished 4th in Max Preps. They were the runner-up in District 4. Mayamura gets the number 12 seed. They finished 3rd in District 1. They were the 12th ranked team on Max Preps. What is that weird number in front of Silver? It's a 4. Silver is the number 4 against the number.
Take off that cross thing there.
They're against the number 13 seed Milwaukee. Silver, they're the district champs out of District 3. They were 5th in Max Prep rankings, 21-3. Cameron Trujillo, 5 no-hitters, 3 perfect games, a 19-3 record, a 1.18 ERA, 201 strikeouts in 119 innings. Richard,
mercy. That's all I got to say
Wow.
about that.
To the other side we go. Aztec is the number 3. Congratulations to Aztec and Coach Roy Johnson, the champs out of District 1. They'll draw the number 14 seed Los Alamos. Congratulations to Los Alamos and Coach Harris. They were the runner-up in District 2. The 6-11 features Bernalillo and Belen. So there's Bernalillo. They were watching the champs out of District 6. They'll get Belen, the number 11 seeded team there in that matchup. They were 3rd in District 5. Gallup is the 7 seed. They'll get the number 10 seed Portales. Congratulations to both teams. Gallup under Coach Spencer, the runner-up in District 1 there. They're the 7 and the 10. We mentioned Portales. Congratulations to Portales as well. They finished 3rd in a tough District 4. And finally, we have the number 2 seed Los Lunas. They'll get the number 15 seed Kirtland Central. Congratulations to Coach Sieremans and Los Lunas, the district champs out of District 5. They were the 2nd-ranked team on Max Preps, and they'll get the 15 Kirtland Central. They finished 4th in District 1. Richard, I need a winner, and I need a possible upset team to watch.
Wow, to pick a winner out of this. You know what? It's natural to go with Artesia, but something's telling me Silver's not done. Something just tells me Silver's coming out of this thing here, and I don't know why. The upset, if we got to go with one, you know, they're having a good year. If you call this an upset, we'll call it. It's probably going to be Lovington, but the top 4 will play itself out, I think.
And how about Aztec? They have another Adair in the circle.
Yep.
And she's had a nice year, 100 strikeouts in 78 innings. Gosh, it is tough to bet against Silver, but I am going to go with Titletown here. I'm going to go with Artesia as the number 1 seed. Potential upset there. I don't know how much of an upset it would be as a 6th seed. But I like Bernalillo maybe to make some noise in this tournament.
Well, Bernalillo is pretty solid under, you know, Manuel Montano, 20-3, 516 batting average, 27 home runs as a group. I want to go back to Silver really quick. Again, they outscored their opponents this year 298 to 25, and in District 187-3.
Well, Richard, you're going to make me change my mind.
489. I'm kind of looking at this
you
thing
tell me
going,
that, I'm
wow.
going to have to change my mind.
Camara Trujillo, 20-3, 25 runs. You know, 201 strikeouts out of 445 faced, 5 no-nos this year. She's going to Northern Colorado. I mean, man, that's what makes it a little bit hard, Sebastian.
Yeah, I mean, the only really unfortunate thing there is that they're on the same side of the bracket.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, like you say, Aztec with yet another Adair in there, you know, wow. You know, you talked about it earlier. Steve McGraw at Lovington, the job he's done this year, has Addie Marcus hitting .610 with 6 home runs, 50 RBIs this season as well. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. You called it earlier, 4A is going to be fun.
All right, so there's the 3A and 4A brackets as we have them so far. And, again, that 4A, man, that is just so much talent at the top. Let's keep rolling. Let's go into 5A.
Oh, one thing about the 4A and 5A really quick, Sebastian, they will play their first-round games either next Friday or Saturday at the higher seed. 3A plays Wednesday, 4A, 5A play either Friday or higher seed. The winners advance to the double elimination round the following Thursday at Cleveland Rio Rancho.
All right, let's take a look at the 5A bracket now for softball. Here we go. We mentioned the number 1 seed Rio Rancho. Congratulations to Coach Coleman. We mentioned him earlier. He'll face Mayfield. They finished 5th out of District 3. They're the number 16 team. El Dorado is the 8, and they'll face the number 9 PV. So a district matchup there. Congratulations to El Dorado and Coach Ortiz, runner-up in the champion in District 2, I beg your pardon, against Pedro Vista, the runner-up in District 2, and Coach Kevin Worth. The number 5 and 12 matchup will feature Centennial, Coach Valles. They're the runner-up in District 3 against Farmington, the number 12 team, and Coach Tim Trotter. Then the 13 is Oñate and Hobbs. Interesting matchup there. Congratulations to Oñate. They were the champs out of District 3, and they'll get Hobbs, the runner-up out of District 4. To the other side we go. Volcano Vista, the number 3 seed. Congratulations to the Hawks. They'll get the Bulldogs of Albuquerque High. They're the number 14 seed. Congratulations to Coach Garcia. Azalea Martinez, 118 strikeouts in 115 innings. 2 no-hitters in the circle for Azalea. So they definitely have an ace pitcher that they can turn to. More on that in a moment. Cibola, the number 6 seed. They'll get the number 11 Las Cruces. That is a fantastic matchup. Congratulations to Cibola and Coach Gene Victor. They were in a tie for third in that monster District 1. They'll get Las Cruces, third place in District 3. And then we move on to the 7-10. That'll feature Manzano, the number 7 seed. Congratulations to the Monarchs. We spoke about them earlier. They were the champs out of District 5. And they'll get a very tough 10 seed in Cleveland. Coach Angel Castillo, they were in a tie for third in that district. Don't let that 10 seed fool you. They've got some really young pitchers, but that's a good team. And then the 2-15 is Carlsbad and Alamogordo. Congratulations to Carlsbad. They're the champs out of District 4. They'll face Alamogordo. They were 4th in District 3. Richard, what jumps out at you? Any matchup you want to pinpoint, and then a winner and an upset?
Well, first of all, I'll give a shout out to John Tiger, the ageless one head coach down at Carlsbad. It seems like he's been there forever, but he really has. He left for a while and then came back. But yeah, Carlsbad, pretty good ball club this year with Jessica Monroe hitting .467. Titan Witzel hitting .432, and Brianna Santo with an ERA of 3.11 with 88 strikeouts. You know, if I'm looking at this bracket, we're all looking at Rio Rancho going, who on this bracket can actually, well, Cleveland has the confidence, they can beat them. Cruces, be very careful. Be very careful. They still have one of the state's best pitchers. We know that. You know, I was talking to Oñate this morning, Antonio Mancha, as you said, hitting .356 as a team. That's a team to be considered. Volcano Vista, don't give up on Volcano just yet, even though the number 3 seed. Last year they played for the state championship. Team hit .372. Brooke Ledger, .471. Don't forget Emily Dix with an ERA of 0.49. And opponents are batting. She's only given up 6 earned runs the entire season. Fernie Valles over at Centennial, don't forget about them as well. Julie Vidal hitting .412, 8-1 in pitching. My man Kevin Worth, how can you forget about Piedra Vista, all those state championships? I want to give a shout out to Albuquerque High, Desi Garcia and his group. Man, what a season they had. You know, Azalea Martinez hitting .618, she leads the state. 2 no-nos on the season. Shay Lorenzo, who has signed with New Mexico Highlands. Maya Hernandez, who has signed with Frank Phillips. And Anaya Reese, who has signed with Luna Community College. Got some college players on that Albuquerque High team. So it can be very scary down the stretch.
2 questions for you in this bracket, Richard. One, can your friend Dean Crossland, can they pull that upset against Oñate?
Well, I'll tell you, I love Dean to death. You know, one of my favorite people in all of softball. And the answer to that question is going to be very difficult, especially going down into Las Cruces. And no disrespect to my buddy Dean, but it's going to be very difficult. I don't really look at that as an upset matchup, as an upset special at all. You know, if you have to look, I think that 7-10, 11-6 matchups, those are my 2 that I'm looking at right now.
My second question, I know it's all about pitching. It's all about what you have in the circle. But when you have Sidney Muniz, 14 home runs. You have Taylor So, 10 home runs. You have Abigail Marquez, 10 home runs. You have Araceli Morales, 7 home runs. Does Cibola have just so much offense that maybe they can overcome the fact that they don't have a power pitcher?
Well, yes, they can because of their hitting. That's one thing that they do have. And Gene Victor does as good of a job as anybody when it comes to hitting. So, yeah, they do have a pretty good shot. You know, I want to give a quick shout out also to my good friends down at Mayfield. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Daniel down there, the head coach, for sending us the information that we needed for today. You know, that's going to be a tough matchup because Mayfield right now, they're not too bad. They're pretty hot actually coming in. That could be a tough match for Rio Rancho for a while. Rio Rancho should come out of it, but it should be interesting.
All right, give me a winner in this one.
Well, obviously I'm going to stick with Rio Rancho. The thing is who's going to come out of it. And something tells me I'm kind of looking at the bracket, and if I had to pick somebody to take on Rio Rancho in the championship, I'm going to go with Volcano Vista.
Okay. My winner and my upset, they're going to be the exact same team. I'm going to go with the Cibola Cougars to win the state title in 5A softball. What else do we have here, Jason? So, reactions. we're watching on Facebook, reactions to what you've seen so far. If you have any questions or comments about anything, we'll get to those on the other side of this timeout. We're going to take a timeout. More brackets when we come back.
Well, they released baseball. Let's see.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rollins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there, with car insurance for when things go wrong, but also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Marty Size or Michelle Rudolph in Albuquerque today.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Hey everyone, Adam Deal here with ProView Networks. Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at ProView Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Welcome back to the ProView Network studios here in Albuquerque. You're watching bracket breakdown of the softball and baseball brackets. Softball already knocked out of the way. We went through it. And we're going to go through baseball here in just a moment. But first, Richard Tripp, we got some Richard Tripp shout-outs.
I just want to give a few really quick, then I'll make a couple of comments. Roberto De Vargas, head coach at McCurdy, thank you for watching. My buddy Gil Bayon, watching down in Santa Teresa. Charlene, head coach of Alamogordo softball, they're watching. My man, Carlos Carrasco, over in Valencia, former Highlands Cowboy, give it up. David Reyes down in Oñate, want to give him some love. Billy Page, wanted to give him some love as well. Manuel Montano. Mike Magaha, former coach at PV, a good friend of mine. Thank you for watching, my friend. Alan Edmondson, Fernie Valles. Want to thank all these dudes for watching. Just a couple of quick comments I want to make before we throw up the brackets really quick concerning the brackets. Again, we released brackets 5, 4, and 3 for softball. 1 and 2 will be released next week. In baseball as well, we'll do 5, 4, 3, and 2. Class 1A will be released next weekend as well. That's a whole separate deal, as you know, Sebastian. So things are, now we get to see one more thing. I got to give some love to my friend Manny Lucero, president, owner, NMOT Sports. What's up, big dog?
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program, dog. What's up? Of course, Manny wanted me to let you know all the baseball scores and softball scores. You can catch them on NMOT Sports on Facebook. Manny, love you, bro.
One thing I want to go over before Jason, our wonderful director, throws up the 2A brackets is I get this question more than any other question during baseball tournaments is, what are the pitch count rules?
Oh, my Lord.
Do
we have enough time?
I wanted to go over those just briefly. When a pitcher throws 91 or more pitches, they're required 4 days, calendar days of rest. When they throw 61 to 90 pitches, they're required 3 calendar days. When they throw 41 through 60, they're required a calendar day. And when they throw less than 40, they are not required rest. And that's something that can come into play. We've seen it before, Richard, in the semifinals in particular. If you are throwing your ace in the semis and you should be fortunate enough to get up to a big lead, the buzz around the stadium is always like, does he take his ace out before that 40 mark and save him? So there's the rules. I just wanted to go over those real quick.
You know, it's okay if you're a 5A, 4A school because of the number situation. Where it hurts, as we always know, is when you get to the 3A, 2A, and the 1A classes, because that's where the guessing game really comes into play.
Well, let's go to the 2A classification now, and let's take a look at the 2A baseball bracket here. We'll throw that up there. We gave you the 1 seed earlier. It was Texaco, and they'll get the number 16 Navajo Pine. Congratulations to Navajo Pine. They finished 5-11, 1-5 in district. They were third out of District 1. They'll get a very tough Texaco team that we talked about earlier. The 8-9 is Mesilla Valley against Capitan. Congratulations to Mesilla Valley under Coach Beardsley. They were the runner-up in District 3. They've got some arms. Saxon Marr, 72 strikeouts in 39 innings, and Caleb Gorick, 63 strikeouts in 38 innings. So if you're one of those believers in power pitching during postseason, Mesilla Valley has it. Capitan, the number 9 team under Coach Weems, they finished third in District 3. The 5-12 will feature Mora and Magdalena. Mora under Coach Benavides. They were the District 5 champs. They got Conrad Romero with a 1.427 OPS. That is unbelievable. Magdalena, the number 12 seed under Coach Candelaria. They finished fourth in a tough District 3. There's Rehoboth, the 4 against Desert Academy, the 13. Congratulations to Rehoboth Christian and Coach Sanchez. They were the champs out of District 1. Fine team. Talon West, a freshman, 47 strikeouts in 19 innings. They got a nice little pitching staff there. And Jacob Zilstra with a 1.799 OPS. So they can hit the ball a little bit as well. Desert Academy, Coach Toya, they were the runner-up in District 2. That'll be a tough test for them. Let's go to the other side. Estancia, the 3 against Tierra Encantada, the 14. Congratulations to Hamilton Doyle and Estancia. They were the champs out of District 3. Mr. Do-It-All, Drayton Oberg. He plays every sport at Estancia. Well, he bats .565 for Estancia. It's going to be a tough matchup for Tierra Encantada. McCurdy, the 6 against the 11 Loving. You talked about McCurdy earlier. That's a really good team. Cameron Croft with a .604 batting average, 26 RBIs. Congratulations to them. Loving gets the number 11 there. Coach Sal Salcido, they were the runner-up in District 4. They got an 8th grader by the name of Emerson Rodriguez, who struck out 40 in 34 innings. So look out. Santa Rosa is the number 7 seed. Congratulations to Coach Sanchez, second place finisher out of District 7. They were ranked 7th in Max Preps. They'll get Naka, the number 10 seed. Congratulations to Native American Community Academy and Coach Suena. They were the runner-up in District 1. That's a very young team at Naka, but congratulations to them. The number 2 team is Eunice. Congratulations to the Cardinal of Eunice. They're the 2. They'll get 15 Penasco. Eunice, another fine season for them under Coach Reynolds. They were the champs out of District 4, and they'll get the 15 Penasco. Richard, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, these games will be played Wednesday at the higher seed. Wednesday, May 8th at the higher seed. One and done. Winners will advance the following week to the state tournament because of the state track meet coming up this week. You know, this is a very good bracket as well. Estancia last year played in the state championship as well against Texaco. You have 2 defending state champions in this bracket, in Mora and in Texaco. Now, it'd be nice to see them probably play in the semifinals. I know Manuel Benavides wouldn't mind that at one bit. We just got Rehoboth's picture, by the way, guys. We did get it. We'll put it up when we can. You know, I'm looking at this bracket right here, and I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm going to pick it right here. Mora's going to be my upset. Got to stick with my boys from the north. You know, I think they can come out of this, at least make the semifinals. Overall, I like Eunice. You know, I like Eunice. I love my boy Ty Thatcher. Love Hamilton Doyle, but something tells me this is the Cardinals' year.
I kind of agree with you there. I like Eunice a lot, and I do think we'll get a 1-2 in the final. We do have a question on Facebook as to how Texaco received the number 1 seed. A reminder, the seeding criteria, overall record, which they didn't win in that category, but then it goes to district finish, so they're a champ in their district. They were the number 1 team in max preps, so that's a key criteria point. Takes it over to the coaches poll, which I do believe they were 1 in. If there was a tie in the criteria, then the tiebreaker would be max preps. Nobody beats Texaco in the max preps. So
Right.
that's kind of shedding some light on that. Texaco, the number 1 seed. I know we had a question about that. But I do think we're going to get a 1-2 matchup there.
Amen. We'll leave it at that.
Let's move ahead now to the the 3A bracket, 3A baseball. We talked about the number 1 seed Robertson earlier. They'll get the 16 Tularosa. They finished 3rd in District 3-4 and 17 overall, 3-9. A tough one against the overall number 1 seed Robertson, and we mentioned all of Robertson's accolades earlier. Santa Fe Indian, Navajo Prep. That's the 8-9 matchup. Congratulations to Coach Torres and Santa Fe Indian. Look out for Kai Aguilar with a 542 average, a 1.419 OPS. He's also swiped 19 bags for Santa Fe Indian. Navajo Prep, they get the number 9 seed. Congratulations to them. They were a tied district champ out of District 1. 13 home runs. They can hit the ball.
Yeah, they can. No doubt about that.
Socorro, Dexter, that's the 5-12 matchup. Socorro under Coach Gonzalez, they were the champs out of District 3. Excuse me, it was Socorro with the 13 home runs. So they're just, that's a team you don't want to run into because they can just hit it over the fence. Dexter will be testing them. They are the 4th place finisher out of District 4-5. But when you look at a 3A classification that doesn't feature a lot of power, and then you see Socorro with 13 of them, that jumps out, Richard.
Well, this is one of those very even. In fact, 3A in every sport this year, we know it's been even. There's really not a team that's going to stand out. All teams have had their ups and their downs. Consistency has been the main word in this classification from day one. You know, I'm more familiar with District 2 up there. I got to see Robertson a couple of times. West, got to see St. Mike's, a couple of times as well. Socorro, my buddy Kenny Gonzalez down in Socorro, that could be the team. People have said the problem with Socorro, they come from a weak district this year with Hats in Hot Springs and Cobre. Never underestimate the Cobre Indians, however. Do not count the Cobre out. It's going to be, here's the thing with 3A. Just put it out there. I love my boys in Las Vegas. Good luck, Robertson. Good luck, West Las Vegas. I'll see you guys at the Mex in the morning. But who can get hot? Who can put together 5 wins? 2 out of 3 next week and 3 the following week. Consistency has been the question in this class. So who can be the most consistent for 5 games?
St. Michael's is the number 4 seed against the 13 Zuni. Congratulations to St. Mike's and Coach Augustine Ruiz. They finished 3rd out of that District 2 that you were just talking about. They'll get Zuni in the opening round, and Coach Hosky, they finished in a tie for 3rd in District 1. To the other side, there's the Dons of West Las Vegas. Coach Pacheco, they finished 2nd in that district. They'll get through the number 14 seed. 6-11 will feature Cobre and Laguna Akima. Cobre, Coach Acosta, they're the runner-up in District 3 against Laguna Akima. Fine season for Coach Ryzik and Laguna Akima. They were the tied district champs there. The number 7 seed is Nimi against the number 10 seed, Sandia Prep. 2 quality teams. Don't let those seedings fool you. Nimi, the runner-up in District 4-5. Jasper Best with a 557 average, 4 home runs on the year. They can hit the ball a little bit. Sandia Prep, Coach Paul Hewitt, 3rd place finisher out of District 4-5. They have a really nice sophomore in Gus Walker. And then we look at the 215 East Mountain against Raton. Congratulations to East Mountain and Coach David Naylor, the champs out of District 4-5. Tommy Morgan, 513, 31 RBIs. By the way, he pitches as well. He's 8-2 with 54 Ks in 56 innings. That'll be a real tough test for Raton. 4-20 overall, 3-12 in district. There's a lot to break down here. One thing that really breaks my heart is the 2 teams I would be looking at to possibly be upset alert, guys. They're facing each other, Nimi and Sandia Prep. So that's kind of a bummer for me there. What else, Richard?
Well, again, Paul Hewitt at Sandia Prep, here's a guy who's been through the wars. I mean, you got two guys playing that game there that are just, man, 2 of the best coaches probably in the state of New Mexico. That's going to be heartbreaking for one of those. Somebody's going to lose that game. The other one, I saw Santa Fe Indian. They have one solid pitcher. The young man's name escapes me right now. Pitched very well against West Las Vegas the other day.
Kai Aguilar.
Yes, and we all know him from basketball. You know, East Mountain, David Naylor. David does a great job year in and year out with East Mountain. This, like you said, there's a lot to break down in this bracket, but I'm going to go back and I'm just going to stay with it, and I'm just going to say this. Who can be the most consistent right now? And to be honest, after looking at it, honestly, East Mountain really has been the most consistent team in that class from day one. So if anybody's shown a sign of consistency, it's probably them.
Who's your winner? And
again, I got my two Vegas teams in there, and they could land up playing for the state championship. I know everybody in Vegas is already looking at this bracket just like they did in football, going, wow, there it is. It's set up for the Dons and the Cardinals to meet in Albuquerque for the state championship. Is it possible? Yes, it is. But, you know, I'm looking at that 5 seed in Kenny Gonzalez and Socorro. That's a team that I think right now, to me, if I had to pick a dark horse, I'm going with Socorro, but I'm cheering for my two Vegas teams.
Yeah, I mean, again, I really like both the 7 and the 10, so I don't know who I'm going to have coming out of that, but I'm going to go with a major upset here. Either the 7 or the 10 go all the way.
Got it. Good choice.
All right, let's move ahead now to 4A baseball. The number 1 seed, St. Pius. So we talked about them, Coach Matt McCoy earlier. They'll get the number 16, Bloomfield. They finished 4th in District 1. The 8-9, we talked about Coach Kuhn's Valley Vikings. They do get that home series against Belen. Congratulations to Valley. The runners-up out of District 6, Elijah Perlman with a .443 average, 3 home runs. For Valley, they'll get Belen, the number 9 seed. Congratulations to Coach Wisniewski, the runner-up out of District 5. Albuquerque Academy and Mayamura in the 5-12. Coach Wilcoxon, the champs out of District 6 there against Mayamura. That's going to be a tough one for Coach Vidal and his group. But they do have a hot-hitting Jason Cordova with a .453 average, 17 driven in. Again, Academy, though, man, they're a purebred, aren't they?
Yeah, I saw them at the Rio Rancho tournament. They lost all 3 games, but you got to, number one, respect the talent they were playing.
Aztec gets the number 4 against the number 13 Grants. Grants was watching earlier. There they are, 12-12 overall, 2-6 in district. They finished 4th in a tough District 5. They're in at the 13. They'll get Aztec. They were the champs out of District 1. To the other side, Artesia is the 3 seed against Valencia, the 14. Congratulations to Artesia. They were the runner-up in District 4. They'll get Valencia. Congratulations to them. Tough road in District 1 and 7. That's a really tough district. 12-13 overall. Santa Teresa is the 6. They'll get Kirtland Central, the 11. Congratulations to both teams there. Santa Teresa, the higher seed under Coach Bayani. They were the champs in District 3. They'll get Kirtland Central. Los Alamos is the 7 against Los Lunas, the 10. Congratulations to Coach Neal. They're the champs out of District 2. For Los Alamos, and then there's the 10 under Coach Reed. They finished 3rd in that tough District 5. The 2-15 is Goddard, the Rockets, against Hope Christian. Congratulations to Gilbert Alvarado, the champs out of District 4. They'll get Hope Christian, the number 15 seed. Congratulations to Hope and Coach Usher. They were dealt an incredibly tough first-round matchup. That Goddard team can pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Gilbert Alvarado, as he said, 7 straight district championships now for Goddard. Yeah, and as a team, I mean, Drew Price, 9-1. His only loss to La Cueva. He's thrown 103 strikeouts. So, yeah, they're pitching rich up there, down in Goddard, we should say.
What do you have here for a winner and a possible upset?
Well, I like Santa Teresa. I've been following them all year. Gilbert Bailon down there. Brandon Cluth, 70 strikeouts with an ERA of 0.194. He has another young pitcher, Bro Tagram, if I pronounced it correctly, with an ERA of 0.157 ERA. Picking my dark horse, I'm going with Santa Teresa. However, I will stick with it. Pius is the team to beat, and if somebody from the opposite bracket comes out, it's got to be Goddard, but I'd be very careful of Santa Teresa.
Yeah, I mean, Pius, the question's going to be when does Hayden Walker throw, of course. I was glad Coach Kuhn got that home matchup for Valley there. I think they'll be able to get by there. I do like Academy, the Chargers. That would probably be my dark horse, if you can call the Chargers a dark horse. I'm going to go with Academy as the possible upset there. And for my overall winner, I'm going to go with Goddard, the number 2 seed in 4A there. All right, let's move ahead now to the big school, 5A. 5A baseball, the number 1 seed, Coach Kevin Anders and his Volcano Vista Hawks. They'll get the 16 seed in Alamogordo. Congratulations to Coach Crabtree, 13-12 overall record for them. The 8-9 is Hobbs against Carlsbad. That's a very interesting 8-9 matchup there. We talked about Coach Boyle against Alan Edmondson and his Carlsbad Cavemen. They were the runner-up to Hobbs in District 4. 5-12 features Rio Rancho and El Dorado. It's an interesting matchup there as well. Does El Dorado have the pitching there to stay with Rio Rancho? Then the number 4 seed. It's Rio Grande against Farmington, the number 13 seed. Congratulations to both teams there. Then on the other side, let's go Cleveland and Mayfield, the 3 and 14 matchup there. The 6 and 11 features La Cueva and Oñate. There's Gerard Pineda and his La Cueva Bears. We talked about it earlier. Don't count them out. They get a tough matchup in Oñate, the 11. The 7-10, PV and Sandia. The 2-15 is Centennial and Deming. Richard, we have a little bit of time here till the end of the show, so let's kind of go through them. Let's go to 8 and 9 first. Hobbs Carlsbad.
Wow. Well, I'm kind of looking at this. I'm going over Hobbs. You know, you look at, you know, they're a team batting .305. Caleb Franklin hitting .438, and they have a good pitcher in Brevin McCool at 6-1 with 45 strikeouts. Carlsbad, you know, Alan Edmondson going down there, you know, has done such a tremendous job with the Cavemen. You know, this is going to be a very tough game. District rivals as well. Wow. It's going to go 3, but I think Carlsbad will come out in the end.
I agree with you there. Let's go Rio Rancho El Dorado, the 5-12 matchup.
Very scary matchup.
I just think in that matchup, I think Rio Rancho just puts the ball in play too much for El Dorado. There's going to be constant traffic on the bases. I do like Rio Rancho going through there.
Well, Rio Rancho and of course Ron Murphy will get them regrouped, you know, after their loss to Volcano Friday night. That was a very tough loss. They led 1-0 most of the game, and then Volcano, the bats just, you know, arose from beneath, or whatever you want to say. But I agree with you. I do see it, but I do believe El Dorado can take one game from them. You know, it's just a matter, like you said, pitching. But I think El Dorado may have just enough hitting to squeeze to make it a 3-game series.
Rio Grande against Farmington in the 4-13 matchup. You know, we mentioned Rio Grande and all those batters, all those bats in Coach Griego's lineup. What do you see there?
Scary, very scary. Here's another one that's 4-13, but it's Farmington. Remember that.
Yeah. Talk about tradition.
Talk about tradition, but you know what? We've gone over Rio Grande stats. Everything is just pointing to a two games and done series, but it's going to be a very tough 2 games and done for Orlando Griego and company.
And that could set up a rematch of Rio Grande, Rio Rancho.
Yeah.
That's a game we saw very late in the season.
Yep.
Cleveland, the 3 and 14. I think Cleveland gets through there.
Oh yeah, they'll come through that. No disrespect to Mayfield. Right now, Cleveland, you know, again, talking to Shane this morning, they're clicking on all cylinders right now. Really likes this team again. You know, they got the pitching going, they got the hitting going. I agree with you.
Do you have La Cueva going through against Oñate, Richard?
This is going to be another tough one. Of course, you know, my friend David Reyes, nothing against him, the job they do down there. This is going to go 3 games. I'm going to put it out there. It's going 3. If there's an upset, it might, but I doubt it. I'm going to go with La Cueva.
And I think that sets up a very interesting and troublesome matchup for Cleveland. I mentioned the amount of strikeouts up and down that lineup at Cleveland for Coach Schallenberger.
Mm-hmm.
They're susceptible to the strikeout, especially on the breaking ball. I think La Cueva, they got to love where they're sitting. I do like them to go through against Oñate, and I like them to knock out Cleveland after that. The 7-10 is PV against Sandia. Sandia is a team not a lot of people talked about. That's a young squad, but they just kept winning during district, Richard.
Well, yeah, they're going up against a PV team, to me, that they're very good, obviously, like we saw, you know, Saturday. Very tough district, you know, coming out of La Cueva and El Dorado. And, of course, Sandia, man, what a run they made late. There's a team that's hot right now in 5A. It might be Sandia, like you said. Team that young, they don't know what they're doing yet. And that could be dangerous for PV.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree. You know, it's who's hot at the moment, and that's definitely Sandia. I think that one goes 3. I think Sandia goes through.
Right.
Centennial against Deming. That's another guy, Brent Tripp. He plays every single sport at Centennial, and he's good at every dang one of them with a .539 average for Brent. I know he kicked on the football team as well. I know you really like the 2-seed Centennial, Richard.
Oh, no doubt. This is probably going to be my team. They're batting .390 as a team. They'll run 95 stolen bases. Team ERA of 1.9. Wilson Bannister with an ERA of 1.26 down there for the Hawks. I really like the Centennial Hawks. They're going to go 2-0 in this one. All right. And later rounds, what do you have? Well, I'm just going to pick the winner here for you. Let's go to the championship. I'm going to. Wow, it's going to be very hard, very difficult. A lot of people I know are looking at Rio Grande. I'm going to go with Volcano to come out of that bracket up there. I'm going to take them in Rio Rancho.
Did you take all 1 seeds today, Richard?
No, not quite. And then that right side bracket has me, because I agree with you. That La Cueva Cleveland matchup could be very, very interesting. 1 game, 1 and done. And here comes Juar Pineda in that pitching. For the championship, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to go Volcano Centennial, and there's my 2 seed, Centennial winning it.
All right. Before I pick my winner, again, we still have a lot of talk for some reason about Texaco getting the number 1 seed on Facebook. Again, strength of schedule is not one of the criteria points. So for those of you pointing that out, I can't stress enough the criteria points. They are exactly what they are. There's 6 points, and strength of schedule is not one of them. Now, strength of schedule is considered in the Max Preps rankings, but Texaco is the number 1 seed in Max Preps. For those of you saying strength of schedule, you can cry that till the cows come home. It's not a seeding and selection criteria point at all. Texaco very deserving of the number 1 seed.
Right.
But I guess I have to pick a winner here in this big schools, huh?
Yes, you do.
Well, I'm going to do it. Put the camera on me, Jay. I think I'm going to do it. They say to be the man, you have to beat the man.
Right.
So Rio Grande, the Ravens, are going to beat the man. They're going to beat La Cueva in the championship at Isotopes Park. The Rio Grande Ravens are going to be the 5A state champs. 25 years at the helm for Orlando Griego. This is the year. I can feel it. It's a year where we've had Valley win the boys basketball. We've had West Mesa win girls basketball. Again, La Cueva, they're very good. I picked them all the way to the championship, but they're not as dominant as years past. This is the year I think the Ravens will do it finally.
If any coach deserves a state championship, and what a shot in the arm it'll do for the South Valley, Rio Grande, I agree with you on that note.
That might be a 3-day parade if they win that. That might be a 3-day parade in the South Valley if they win that.
It might. I forgot the street name that Rio Grande is on, but it can go up and down. It'll be renamed.
So you don't have to remember it. It'll be renamed. Again, the championships, the 1A final is at 12 o'clock noon. That's at Santa Ana Star Field. The 2A final goes at 9 a.m. That's at Santa Ana Star Field. The 3A final is at 3 p.m. That's at Santa Ana Star Field. The 6 p.m. will be the 4A final. And then the 5A final, that's the Isotope Park final. It's at 11 o'clock. I want to thank Jason Pohl. I want to thank Josh Brown. I want to thank Alden Ioane. They're the ones that make this happen. We have a couple more pictures here on the way out. Who is this, Jason? Deming. That's Deming. Hope Deming enjoyed the show today. Rehoboth. Well, hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you. Good luck. Oh, who's this here? That's Gallup. All right. Rio. El Dorado watching as well. And there's Santa Teresa. That's a team that you're very high on.
Don't let me down, dudes. Don't let me down. I'll come and visit.
So good luck to everybody. Be sure to log on to the NMAA website for all your pertinent information about parking and ticket prices. Again, I want to thank the crew. Richard, it's been a lot of fun, but now all the pontificating is over. It's time to play some baseball, isn't it?
In the immortal words of Art Zamora, time to coach them up.
Don't forget your NFHS Network Pass. Championships are exclusively here on the NFHS Network. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.